Listen, you can reprogram your mind in 7 days, and 90% of people don't know this. Imagine waking up every morning with a sense of purpose, ready to conquer the day. But instead, you find yourself thinking about the same old problems, replaying the same memories, and reliving the same emotions. What if I told you that this daily routine is not just a habit, but a powerful force shaping your entire life? Today, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating concept of how your thoughts, emotions, and routines are not just reflections of your past, but the architects of your future. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll discover how to break free from the chains of your past and start living the life you've always dreamed of. Most people wake up in the morning and immediately start thinking about their problems. These problems are linked to specific memories, which are, in turn, connected to particular people, places, and things. Your brain, in many ways, functions like an old tape recorder, replaying the same cassette over and over again each day. If your brain is a record of the past, then the moment you start your day, you are already living in the past. Think about it. Each of your memories is charged with emotion, and these emotions are the end product of past experiences. So when you recall the memories of your problems, you suddenly feel unhappy, sad, or even in pain. This cycle of thought and emotion is what creates your state of being. In other words, how you think and feel is who you become. If your entire state of being when you start your day is rooted in the past, it means your past will inevitably shape your future. The cycle of thoughts and emotions. Let's break this down further. Imagine something happened yesterday that made you angry. Today you wake up and think about it, and you feel angry again. If you keep doing this for a couple of days, people might notice and think you're having a bad day. Continue this for a week, and they might say you're in a bad mood. If you persist in this pattern, that anger starts to become part of your character. You become known as someone who is always angry. So, what does this mean? It means that your thoughts are incredibly powerful. They have a direct influence on your destiny. If you continue to think in the past, you will continue to recreate the same life without even realizing it. The life that you may not even like becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because of your thought patterns. The routine of life. Let's take a closer look at your daily routine. You wake up, grab your cell phone, and start checking Instagram, WhatsApp, reading a few emails or texts. Then you check the news, and now you feel connected to everything that's familiar in your life. After that, you go through a series of routine behaviors. You get out of bed on the same side, go to the bathroom, grab a cup of coffee in your favorite mug, take a shower, get dressed, and drive to work the same way. When you get to work, you see the same people who trigger the same emotional responses. After work, you hurry back home to repeat the same routine all over again the next day. This routine becomes a program, much like a computer runs a set of instructions. And before you know it, you've lost your free will to this program. You're no longer in control. It's the subconscious program running the show. The power of the subconscious. By the time we're 35 years old, 95% of who we are is a memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that function like a program. So, even if you consciously decide, I want to be healthy, I want to be happy, I want to be free, the body is still running on an entirely different program. You're putting your 5% conscious mind up against your 95% subconscious mind, which is like pitting an average person against an Olympic-level athlete in a competition. No wonder change is so hard. You're trying to overpower a deeply ingrained program with sheer willpower alone. The path to change. So how do you begin to make real, lasting changes? The answer lies in getting beyond the analytical mind. The analytical mind is what separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind. This is where meditation comes into play. Through the practice of meditation, you can learn to change your brainwaves and slow them down. When done correctly, you can access the operating system of your mind, where you can begin to make fundamental changes. But here's the catch. Most people wait until they are in crisis, trauma, or facing a disease or diagnosis before they start making changes. But why wait for negative things to happen? Joe Dispenza's message is clear. You can learn and change in a state of pain and suffering, or you can learn and change in a state of joy and inspiration. The survival mode trap. Most people spend about 70% of their lives in survival mode. They live in stress, always anticipating the worst-case scenario based on past experiences. In doing so, they literally choose negative outcomes out of the infinite possibilities available to them. It's like looking at a menu with endless choices and consistently picking the worst option. Every time you recall a negative event, you produce the same chemistry in your brain and body as if the event is happening all over again. You're sending the same emotional signals to your body. And here's the kicker. Your body is your unconscious mind. It doesn't know the difference between the real event and the memory of it. Breaking the cycle. Most people are constantly recreating their negative emotional states by continually thinking about them. When it comes time to give up that negative emotion, they might say, I really want to change, but the problem is that the body is stronger than the mind. The body has been conditioned for years to live in these negative emotions. It was once a servant, but now it has become the master. When you decide to change and step into the unknown, the body resists. It would rather stay in familiar feelings of guilt or suffering because it knows how to predict those emotions. The unknown is a scary place for the body. It's like stepping into a deep river. The body knows that if you make it to the other side, it will die. So it does everything it can to stop you. The challenge of meditation. This is why, when you start meditating, your body might suddenly start itching, or you'll remember some task you need to do, or you'll have a random memory from 20 years ago. This is your body saying, come on, just give up and let's go back to our old miserable life. The body has many tools at its disposal, and it will use every single one to keep you from entering the unknown. But the unknown is the best place to create your future. And the easiest way to enter the unknown is through meditation. Once you're in a deep meditative state, you can start creating your future. Think about the life you want to live. What behaviors do you want to embody? What kind of person do you want to become? The act of mentally closing your eyes and rehearsing the life you want is the most powerful way to create your future. The power of imagination. If you are truly present during this process, your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and real life. Through the act of imagination, you are essentially installing the software programs of your future life. Now, your brain is no longer a record of the past. It's a map to your future. And if you keep doing this, who knows, you might just start acting like a happy person. The hardest part is teaching your body to emotionally feel what the future will be like ahead of the actual experience. Simply imagining it isn't enough. You need to feel it in your body. If thoughts are the language of the brain, then feelings are the language of the body. It's through feelings and emotions that your body understands what your mind is trying to tell it. If you don't feel anything, it means your body isn't receiving the signal. It's like having your internet modem working, but not being able to connect because the Wi-Fi on your phone is turned off. Creating your future. The moment you start feeling the emotions of your thoughts, you are connected to the internet of the universe, and you can begin downloading your future life. This means you don't have to wait for success to happen in order to feel successful. You don't have to wait for wealth to feel abundant. You don't have to wait for a new relationship to feel love. According to the quantum model of reality, the moment you start feeling abundant and worthy, you are generating wealth. The moment you start to feel it, you're beginning to step toward your future. You're no longer living as a victim, blaming other people or circumstances for your life. Taking control of your thoughts. Unfortunately, today, many people are victims of their own negative thoughts from the past. Most don't realize it, but just because you have a thought doesn't mean it's true. Let me repeat that. Just because you have a thought, it doesn't mean you should act on it. On average, you think 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day. 90% of those thoughts are the same as the day before. If your thoughts shape your destiny, then your life isn't going to change much if you keep thinking the same way. The same thoughts lead to the same choices. The same choices lead to the same behaviors. The same behaviors create the same experiences. And the same experiences produce the same emotions. The role of meditation. This is why meditation is so important. It allows you to become more aware of how you think, act, and feel. The more conscious you are, the less likely and unwanted thought will slip by your awareness unchecked. The word meditation means to become familiar with. As you become familiar with the thoughts, behaviors, and emotions of your old self, you stop letting them influence you. Instead, you start thinking new thoughts and condition your body into a new emotional state. If you do this long enough, this new emotional state becomes familiar, and you start to create a new self. The garden of your mind. Creating a new self is like cultivating a new garden. First, you have to remove the weeds and rocks, then pull out the old plants and prepare the soil. Only after that can you start planting. Meditating works the same way. You're preparing the garden of your mind, and it's not an easy job. Training your body to sit down and meditate is like training a wild animal or a dog. You say, sit down and wait here, but it runs away. So you catch it and bring it back, but it runs away again, and you have to bring it back again. The moment you start meditating, your body might say, hey, it's 8 o'clock. You usually read emails and get angry around this time, but here you are sitting and doing nothing. What's going on? For years, we've been angry together around this time, and now you want to change? So your body starts sending signals looking for that predictable chemical state. It doesn't care that it's toxic. It's what it knows. Mastering the mind-body connection. Every time you become aware of what your body is doing and bring your attention to the present moment, you're telling your body that it is no longer in charge. You are. And now your will is becoming stronger than the program. If you keep doing this over and over again, just like training a dog, your body will eventually sit down and obey. The moment your body surrenders, there's a liberation of energy. You go from particle to wave, from matter to energy, freeing yourself from the chains of those emotions that kept you in the familiar past. The power of persistence. If you do this consistently for just 7 days, you will start to see changes in your life. You'll begin catching yourself more often, avoiding the traps of your old unhappy self. Of course, this process needs to be repeated long enough until your future reality becomes your current reality. So, what kind of future do you want to create? What kind of person do you want to become? The power to change lies within you. You no longer have to be a victim of your past. With awareness, meditation, and persistence, you can reprogram your mind and body and step into a future filled with the life you desire. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that empowers you to live your best life. Remember, your thoughts today shape your reality tomorrow, so choose them wisely. Have a great day.